Hey, y'all. I'm like, what's going on? Having a little technical difficulties, but I'm glad to see y'all in the building. How y'all doing? Happy Tuesday. We here for Tuesday trending topics. And listen, people, don't forget, hit the like button, okay? Hit the like button as you come in the building because we got stuff to talk about today. I don't know what's going on with these young mothers. I ain't trying to talk about y'all, but I'm trying to figure out. We need Big Mama and them to come back in the building. Yeah, we do. Because some of these young mothers, I don't know what is going on. I really do not. It's a lot going on with some of these young mothers. So that's why today's trending topic is called What's Going On? Yeah, what's going on? You got this young mother with her daughter. I'm trying to hold back on the names because y'all get real sensitive. But after y'all see it, we're going to talk about it. The mother with her daughter going shopping / stealing allegedly. The little girl looked like she no more than maybe 7, 8. And she got a mouth on her. So somebody called the cops. Mama was accused of stealing. She had a Zara bag, was accused of stealing some Montclair glasses, sunglasses, or something like that. The cops show up. They looking through the bags or whatever. They arresting the mom and the little girl going off. She said she about to F and beat somebody down over arresting her mother. What happened? I mean, what's going on here? Yeah. And she said, I swear on, I don't know, she said her dead father or dead uncle. This the little girl talking, not the mama, the little girl. Then the little girl had to know about stealing because the little girl eventually said, it wasn't my mom, it was my auntie. She the one stole. Y'all got the wrong person. Child, I'm looking at the video like, what's going on? Yeah. I had to tell all my friends, y'all got to see this. This right here is at the top of the list of crazy. So you wonder why Sean Kingston is locked up now for fraud, theft, and all kind of stuff. He probably learned it when he was a little kid. And don't y'all get sensitive on me, but this little girl, in her future is handcuffs, theft, fraud, and all of that. She knew too much. So mama and auntie had to been taking her out as a distraction to shoplift allegedly for years. Wait till you hear her. She got a mouth on her. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. I said, what's going on here? This is a darn shame. This girl should be reading poetry, playing checkers or Monopoly or something with her friends. Instead, she out shopping, defending her mother against the cops, and talking to the cops all kind of sideways. Then I'm going to tell you why I knew this girl knew too much. She going to tell a bystander. She told a bystander, you need to stop filming. You don't got permission to film us. I said, woo, woo. Can we get a woo, woo, woo? I said, no. They've been taking this girl with them as a decoy. It's a mess. You know what? Come on, Too Good to Leave You Now. Ratchet kids have ratchet parents. They said follow the breadcrumbs. Follow the breadcrumbs. But we're going to get into it. Shocking the rest because the little girl had a mouth on her, a potty mouth. It was wild. Then we got Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is 57. He's married. 57. Mike Tyson has kids. And so Mike Tyson is going in the ring with Jake Paul, I want to say in July. Jake Paul, what is Jake Paul? Is he 27? He younger. I'll tell you that much. Now, Mike Tyson was just on a flight and had a medical emergency the other day. He had some nausea, dizziness, and ain't nobody hit him. Until the flight turbulence, he had nausea, dizziness. He claimed his ulcer was acting up. In the past, he said he got sciatica. He has problems. But he's been training in the gym. And he said the trainer has been kicking his behind. And listen, I got Netflix. Now, you know, now everything, it's like 50 streaming systems. I do have Netflix. It's going to be on Netflix. I probably watched this fight with one eye open, one eye closed. I don't want to see Mike Tyson get beat up. And I ain't counting him out yet. I'm just saying ahead of time, I hope he don't get beat up. I don't want to see it. Now, he already claiming like he has memory issues sometime, this, that, and the other. Why would you be going back in this ring with somebody so young at 57? Does Mike need money? Can we get him some other type of deal like George Foreman had the mean, green, lean George Foreman machine? Can we get Mike Tyson some deals? Where's the publicist at? Where's the agents? The best we got is for Mike Tyson to get back in the ring at 57. At least if it was another 57-year-old, they could tap on each other and give us a good play fight and make their money and go home. And we all talk about it the next day. He fighting a young buck. And Mike said, don't worry, I'm good. I'm 100% good. No, sir. When you got sciatica, you was just dizzy on the plane. You do not 24 hours later become 100% good. And this fight is in July. What's going on, y'all? Does Mike need money? Then y'all don't get sensitive on me. We got to have a conversation tonight. Y'all ready? We're going to talk about Cardi B versus Candice Owens. And Candice Owens said, you know, I'm going to use, it's the P word, but we're going to say corn instead of the P word. Candice Owens said it's no good for the world. Yeah, that adult films. I probably could say that. Adult films. And Cardi B said, nah, it's okay every now and then to indulge. Now, I know everybody got their different feelings about it. I'm going to tell my overall assessment about adult films. It's not good. A lot of these individuals that perform in said shows, the male and the females, a lot of them end up on substances. A lot of them suffer with a lot of STDs. And a lot of them go through a lot of mental stuff. Now, we all suffer some hazards from the job, but that's one job where you're almost guaranteed to suffer a lot of hazards. And a lot of individuals, these ladies that are in these films, a lot of them, you know, it's just too much, but we're going to talk about it if y'all ready to talk. Come on now, Raheem. I appreciate you. Yes, it does. And that's why we got Diddy running around here doing everything, anything. If you're breathing, Diddy want to try it. Those FOs, from everything we're hearing, was just disgusting and messy. And good gosh, you got a name for it, FOs. Yeah, the freak-offs. The freak-offs that a lot of broken people behind. Mm-hmm. And I didn't personally see it, but I heard Tasha K interviewed one of the workers from the freak offs and said what we've been saying here all along, and we ain't never stepped no foot in no freak off. It's just something you could do the math on it, right? Nobody's taking all of these substances, sleeping around with anybody, and you all allegedly drugged up, drunk, and all kind of other stuff, and you gonna have responsible relations. You're not. Everybody was over there sticking and moving with nothing covering themselves. You think it wasn't no STDs, no pregnancies, no ODs? Of course there was. It's a mess. You know what, Nika? The man is really sick, but he wasn't partying alone. The industry is sick. You heard that quiet on the set, that Dan Snyder? It's so many. And for whatever reason, but we're going to need Alfonso to tell us more. Somebody asked him about Tyler Perry. He said, I don't need Tyler Perry to help me do nothing. Because these predators, they will prey on anybody. They don't care if you got a wife, a significant other. They think because they have money and they want you, you're going to fall in line. Ugh. Disgusting. And we ain't saying Cat Williams is perfect, but you know what you got to do like Cat Williams? Be willing to say no. I'll pass. I'll stay under the radar. My movie won't be in AMC theaters. Mine will be on Tubi or something. Me and my friends will fund our own little movie and throw it on YouTube. And it takes me forever to get discovered, then that's what it'll take. But no, I'm not compromising my mind, body, and soul for a Louis bag. Or so I can have a selfie with you at a party. Because a lot of them, we finding out they got used and abused and did not get paid. There ain't no way you going to do all that and then you don't run me my money. No, we ain't doing that. But listen, guys, it's Tuesday. It's trending topics. What's going on? Yeah, I got to get ready to bring the people in the building so y'all know what I need in the chat, right? What do I need in that chat? I need a what? I need a choo-choo. Hold aboard, everybody. It is Tuesday night, trending topics. I'm glad to see y'all hanging out in the building with me. We got stuff to talk about. A shocking arrest. This mother ought to be ashamed of herself. In the police car kissing her baby. You know I didn't steal, baby. But her auntie did, allegedly. That's what she said. So the auntie ran and you got busted. This is a mess. We got Mike Tyson at 57 fighting. Getting in the ring. Mike Tyson would have been better off starting him a YouTube and giving boxing tips. And in his local neighborhood, start a little boxing camp or after school program for the little kids. And teach them calisthenics. Mike to be going back in the ring? And Cardi B and Candice Owens. We're going to talk about it, guys. Let me go ahead and load up this train. Hold on 1 second. I need to bring the people in the building. Hey, Leo.
Hey, Diva, get ready to talk about Iron Mike Tyson.
Come on now.
Iron Mike.
Iron Mike. Hey, in my opinion. Hey, Felicia. Hey, E. Hey, Katrina.
Choo choo.
Choo choo. Uh-oh, 48 in the building. Hey, 48. Hey, Tay Tay. Hey, Julius. Come on now, people. We're going to talk. It's nice to see everybody. We're going to talk. Let's talk about it. We're going to start with this mother because I'm shocked. I'm shocked. So let me go ahead and share this screen. And honey, little mama, she got a mouth on her. Let me go ahead and share this screen. Am I going to be able to do this here? Let's see.
The CV gave a description of a female black with long braids with the white. I think you went back to the store.
What classes did I steal from Montclair?
Mommy, I know who it was.
What classes did I steal? Thank you.
Stop recording it now. You should not be recording it without our permission.
For my safety. Thank you.
My aunt's sunglasses. It wasn't her. You should have a fucking white t-shirt on. No. 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 Let go. Leave my mother alone.
I don't have nothing though. This is crazy.
Oh, my dad followed. She don't have nothing. I'm gonna kill somebody, bro.
She told the mother, I know who did it. I don't know why my screen acting up right now. When it comes out of that, I'll go back to it and read the rest of the article. But little mama told her mom, listen, I know who stole it. It was auntie. This girl got a potty mouth on her. And she used to this. This is what they do on the weekend. This is what they do. Leo, what are your thoughts?
I'm trying to gather my brain cells back together. Wow and wow and wow. You can see how this little girl is being raised up. That is what she used to. Because you notice how the mother didn't say, shut your mouth, be quiet. You don't, it's lack of home training is what we call it down here in the South. Lack of home training. When grown folks is handling business, you need to keep your mouth shut. She is cursing, screaming, telling people to put the camera down. You can't film unless you got somebody permission. I mean, who gave you permission to start opening up and running your mouth? Oh my goodness. And this is who we gonna have working in the nursing homes in 20 years. I'm telling you, we need to be afraid. All of us, we need to be scared because this here is more than one thing in my family I can say about our children that come up. I don't know who and how they talk to the kids on the playground, how they get down in school, but they do not cut up and run their mouth in front of any of us. They are, I can take my kids anywhere, not my kids, but my nieces and nephews, I can take them anywhere. They are respectful. They know how to eat. They know how to talk. They know how to say please and thank you. But in the house now, they're a bunch of terrorists, and I have to get them to sit down. Be quiet. You're talking too loud. What you arguing about now? Stop fighting. I have to do all of that. But when I take them out in public, they know how to act. And that's because they've had home training. This little girl here and the mama is at fault because she allowed this to go on. And that is a person that's going to be in our society. God help us.
Child, listen. And so Lawson said the mother done started a GoFundMe, or the aunt started a GoFundMe, talk about the little girl was traumatized. She traumatized me. Can I start a GoFundMe? Are you kidding me right now? The little girl was traumatized.
Exactly.
Like
I mean, they couldn't even touch her. She was puking out.
cooking out. Video show young girl going off on New York City cops during her mom's arrest. Okay, a young girl's reaction to New York City police officers confronting and arresting her mother for alleged shoplifting is going viral. Details about what led the cops' presence remain unclear, but a pair of allegedly stolen Montclair glasses might have been the issue. Video shows the girl's meltdown as cops question her mom. Again, it's unclear who contacted the police in this incident and when. However, it appears a bystander recorded the interactions. The videos are divided into two parts. The first is 55 seconds long, and the second is 2 minutes long. Both show at least 5 NYPD police officers surrounding the mother and her child. The first starts with the girl's reaction to an in-progress confrontation. It's unclear how long the cops have been speaking to the mom before the bystander began recording. However, the child appeared angry and agitated with the scenario. Leave my mother alone before it be a mother effing problem, the little girl yelled while standing a few feet from her mom. The mother seemed less concerned with the girl's yelling and threats. Instead, she was seen reaching inside her bra and patting herself down with a confused facial expressions. For context, the mother was wearing a gray bodycon spaghetti strap dress and sneakers. She had placed her umbrella, red purse, Zara shopping bag, sunglasses, and water on the floor in front and beside her. Meanwhile, the officer's radio described their suspect as black, wearing sunglasses, a gray top, and had a Zara bag. Another description alleged the suspect was a female, black, with long braids, with a white baseball cap, white shirt, and white shorts. The mother repeatedly asked, "What glasses did I steal from Montclair?" While the officer stood by, meanwhile, when the daughter screamed at the bystander to stop recording now, the mom pulled the child back and asked the bystander to continue recording for her safety. "My aunt stole the glasses. It wasn't her. Did she have a effing white t-shirt on?" No, she said. "Oh, my soul, on my soul, leave my mother alone. On my dead father, she don't have nothing." Okay, and so this is again the shade. I think this is the same 55 minutes, not the. Let me just see.
A gray top, and she had a Zara bag. The CV gave a description of a female black with long braids with the white baseball cap, white shirt, and
What classes did I steal from Montclair?
Mommy, I know who it was.
What classes did I steal? Thanks,
Stop recording it now. You should not be recording it without our permission.
For my safety. Thank you.
My aunt stole glasses. It wasn't her. Do she have a fucking white t-shirt on? No. My soul. Leave my mother alone.
I don't have nothing though. This is crazy.
Oh, my dead father. You don't have nothing. I'm gonna kill somebody, bro.
Part two.
And you know she a terror. You know she a terror at school, right? You know the teachers can't even manage her or discipline her at all.
She a whole terror. Part 2, girls' reaction continued. The second part picks up where the first cut off. Given her voice level and language use, the girl's reaction appeared to still be highly agitated. "I'm finna unalive somebody, bro. I'm finna punch somebody in the face," the girl yelled. When a male officer attempted to speak to the child, she told him to leave her alone multiple times. My mother get arrested? I swear to God, bro, I'm gonna punch somebody in the face," she yelled. While the mom appeared calm and compliant at first, her voice hinted at irritation in the next cut of the video. The mother kept telling the cops she didn't take any glasses while her daughter was in tears. Y'all got me messed up on my soul," the girl said, attempting to drink some water at that point. Her mother lightly touched her chest and told her, "Juju, calm down." In another video cut, the girl returned her mother's advice to calm down. Ultimately, though, a female officer put the mom in cuffs as another collected her belongings from the floor. "I didn't steal anything, yo. This crazy," the mom said. When they placed her mother In the car, the little girl's reaction turned into uncontrollable sobs. A male officer attempted to calm her down, following the mother's pleas for Juju to do so. Okay, so here's the other one. Hold on, let me see if I can get sound to this.
I'm gonna kill somebody, bro. I'm gonna fight somebody in the face.
I'm not gonna run off because I
Yo,
know I
leave me
didn't.
alone. Bro, my mother get arrested, bro. I swear to God, bro. I'm gonna punch somebody in the face, bro. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Go somewhere.
So y'all let her walk off?
No, they got some help. You guys are together?
Yeah, but time out. What do I got to do? It don't take that long for some glasses, my nigga. It don't.
Oh my God, bro.
I didn't take shit.
Oh my God, bro. I'm finna spot.
Where's the glasses at?
Y'all got me messed up in my soul, bro.
Juju, calm down. Where the
I'll
fuck
be
is
the
the glasses at?
Try to figure it out. That's
Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down.
Figure it out, but just because you were with him.
Because, yeah, that's my I didn't steal shit, yo. That's crazy, yo.
Yo, I really got my mother in handcuffs right now. What did she do? She didn't do nothing. Wait, stop. Wait, stop. Me or her? Move. Move. Can I get her phone? Can I get her phone? I love you, Mom.
Or are you just being a jerk?
I can't feel like anything.
Okay, calm down, calm down, calm down. I didn't steal nothing.
Like,
You gonna see me at the precinct. You're gonna
Juju, listen. Mommy's asking you to calm down. Okay? Please calm down.
I just want to. Can I please?
You can kiss mom. Go ahead.
calm down.
Two
Diva,
videos-
I do have a question. Diva, I do have a question.
Okay, let me finish this real quick. 2 videos of the incident have collectively received over 1.5 million views on TikTok within 16 hours of being uploaded to the Originality Show page on May 27. Additionally, the uploads combined have nearly 9,000 comments. As of Tuesday, May 28th, the footage is spreading across other social media platforms and blowing up among trending topics. Well, it sure is, because we talking about it. Woo, woo, woo. Go ahead, Leo.
I want to know who this little girl weighing about a good 45 pounds gonna punch in the face. Like, where they do that at?
Child.
That's all.
Yeah, child. Thank you. In my opinion, you're wrong.
This was crazy and beyond the most thing I had ever seen. But the sad part is the mama sitting here and you letting your daughter cuss out the police. You letting your daughter get all exaggerated and everything. And you're not trying to calm her down at all. You're not trying to, get her to stop. You talking calm, but you got your child up here windmilling for you like she a grown person. Where they do that at? Where's the home training? Obviously, this girl goes with these people all the time. They know who gonna steal and who not. And she gonna windmill for the mama. And they buy a few things, they steal a few things, and then they go blame it on the other one because she was quick to say, oh, well, auntie did that. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't arrest my mama. Auntie stole it. And it's like, how does this little girl even know about who's stealing? Like, this is something you shouldn't be doing. I am so tired of people neglecting their children. If you're going to have children, take care of your children. Protect your children. Love your children. Don't do this crazy stuff because this is sad. A little girl like this should not be cussing out nobody. Leave long time talking about cussing out the police officer. She shouldn't even be in the conversation. She should be in a child's place. And I just didn't like it at all. It was tacky and unnecessary.
Yeah. Whoo, Katrina, you're up.
For one thing, this should not be going viral because I don't see no good in it.
I don't see no good of a child sitting up there talking to a grown up that way. When we was growing up, we was trained to be seen and not heard. We don't get into grown people conversations. This is what happened when you let the government come in the house and raise your kids. The thing of it is, what did the lady have the glasses on her? Did they find the glasses on the lady? Or did
They
the
did
auntie
not.
find
They
it?
did not.
Yeah,
But you don't. But Katrina, I'm gonna let you finish. This ain't about the government. This girl, this mother is raising this chick like that.
that's what
She
I'm
knew.
saying. But I'm
She
sorry,
knew.
Diva, go ahead.
She knew too much. She said Auntie stole it. She cursing. She carrying on. They go on stealing sprees together. And the
But see,
little
this
girl is down with the game. They treating this little girl like she's a decoy. But go ahead.
that's true too. But then you got kids having kids. But the thing of it is, it's ridiculous. I don't care how you put it. There's no possible way I would ever let my child talk to somebody grown like that. There's no possible way I'm gonna let my child, no child of mine, finna disrespect no grown up. Most definitely, they're not even gonna disrespect no teenagers when they was coming up. You doing it on the outside, I don't see it. That's a whole different scenario. But you would never do it in front of my face. I don't even care. When my mom was living, I never even cursed in front of my mom. If I said a curse word, I'd be like, "Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to say that." That's how much I respected my mom. These kids are being raised with no respect. And if you raised with no respect, you're not going to give no respect. And that's the sad part about it. That is the sad part. And like Leo said, if she acting like this on the outside, you can imagine what she doing at the house and what she doing at the school. She probably a little bully at the school. Don't get me wrong. Don't come for me, y'all. I'm just saying. The way she acting like I'm ready to throw down at any moment in time because her mom probably be out there in the streets fighting like that too. And she probably seeing it. This is ridiculous. Um, the police should have told her, look, you need to be quiet before I be taking you down to juvenile hall because you cursing at me, you being belligerent, and you need to learn some.
You broke up a little bit. Come on now. Special case, stealing sprees and not shopping sprees.
Because it's
Go
ridiculous.
ahead.
It's totally ridiculous. Yeah, it's totally ridiculous that this child is acting like this. Like, girl, I would be ashamed. And then it's going viral. There's nothing to be proud about. And now you got a cash app. What is that? A GoFundMe page? For what? What you need a GoFundMe page for? Are you insane? It's not like you getting a GoFundMe page because she's traumatized. If she's traumatized from the life experience that she have experienced with you. Then you should have did a GoFundMe page with that scenario, not with this scenario. And it shouldn't be going viral because it's ridiculous, it's pathetic, and it's totally embarrassing. But that's all I got, Diva. I digress. I'm good.
I appreciate you. You're up.
Well, the family is fortunate that this little girl didn't exasperate matters further. All of that yelling and the sudden movement, the hurling of the threats that she is going to unalive someone, all in front of the police. She is headed for a path of destruction.
Come
She's
on now.
too hot-headed. She's defiant. And like Leo said, this girl is about 25 pounds. You don't know what mental conditions people have. Yes, you are a child, but you're talking like an adult, and that is dangerous. And I do have to agree with Katrina. You know, this is what happens when you leave your kids to their own devices and you give them these cell phones and let YouTube and the Zeus app groom and entertain your little Shaniquas and little Tanishas. How dare you? This little girl hooping and hollering about to run her little blood pressure up with her belly button showing and her too short skirt. The mother is more covered up than the daughter. It's clear that the daughter is running the mother. The little girl is wearing the pants and that parent-child dynamic. And I can see it already.
I'm gonna let you finish, but let's be clear here. No, this little girl is getting it from her mama. The mama was trying to remain calm at first because she wanted to play it off like she had nothing to do with no stealing of no glasses and didn't know nothing. And the daughter interrupted and said, Mama, I know who did it. It was Auntie. Now, you want to tell me that Auntie, Mommy, and little mama wasn't together the whole time? Yeah, they were. right? And then in addition to that, she did end up snapping at one point. If you remember, she ended up snapping because she's saying she called the cop. She used the N-word. No, that's the mother all day long. The mother was showing a calmer version because she knew it was being recorded, and she asked the person to keep recording for her safety. Don't be fooled by that mother. That little mama, she learned it from her mama. She learned it from her auntie. And I bet you there's some little cousins running around too that they bring along to these stealing sprees and learning the same thing. That girl had energy, and that energy didn't come from YouTube, the cell phone, the this, that, and the other. That energy is coming from that people in the household that she's listening to talk like that all day long. The girl was just talking, yo, bro. That girl's learning that from the mama. And then I think she said her dead father. So she saw a lot. I'm thinking she's no more than 8. She already saw a lot, heard a lot, and now you got a mother.
She's 6.
Oh my God. She's 6. It is no different than Sean Kingston. We don't know when he learned it from his mother, but we know from his mother Rap Sheet that he learned it from his mother. I don't want us, this social media has a play in some things, but you got to understand is every kid in this world is growing up and being raised on social media. Matter of fact, I believe in these baby registries now. They have Get My Kid a Tablet. And all of them is not in the streets wilding out, acting a straight fool. She's getting this from home. Continue, E. I'm sorry about that.
Well, I hear you. My disconnect with that is that if she's getting it from the mom, typically your mom would be able to have some type of reign on you. And I didn't see the mom being able to bring this girl down just a little bit. And I really found it to be offensive and inappropriate that the aunt was so quick to post up this GoFundMe. Anybody who sends 2 red cents to that GoFundMe is rewarding and condoning bad behavior. The aunt is a liar. The mother, I can see her being passive aggressive. I heard what you said, Diva, but that daughter is your first look into Generation Alpha. She's your first look. She's a hot mess. Her conduct is embarrassing and deplorable with all of those people walking by trying to get to where they're going without any hassle. And I'm sure this girl will gain a huge internet following. I'm sure she'll be casted for Baddies Preschool Edition. And regarding the farce that the GoFundMe is for the child to get counseling, I believe that the child probably has seen a lot. But I also know that there are resources available to you. If you don't go to church, the school does offer counseling services for students. So this GoFundMe is not for counseling. It's a quick money grab because we already understand that this girl is a reflection of her community, her home, her school, her family, and her friends. The whole family talks like that. I do believe that. The whole family uses aggression and the threat of physical violence to solve conflicts. And everybody above the age of 18 in that house have on brand name sunglasses, but read on the 7th grade level. So that's the scheme nowadays. And this is why I told you, put those phones away. They want to record things. They want these viral moments. They're putting up a GoFundMe and then they're going on vacation.
Appreciate you. Felicia, you're up.
Okay, folks, I'm going to speak slowly because I really want to be understood here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't just say that all children should be loved and protected. I believe that, I live that, and I do that. This is a child. If we cannot give grace to children, then to whom do we give it? She is only mimicking the behavior she has seen by her mother and those around her. And she does a very good job at it. At one point during that video, when the mother raises her voice, if you looked at the mother's body language, the things she was doing, the tone she used, the Candice, it was exactly like the daughter demonstrated to us previously.
Talk, Felicia. Talk.
I'm looking at this little girl who has become, in my opinion, the weight for this family. I'm asking all of you who are listening to me right now to follow what I saw. I saw a brilliant little girl, smart as can be. I didn't hear her language outside of the off-color language to not be expressing a full thought. She was saying, hey, my mother doesn't have anything on her. Why are you arresting her? You are interfering. You need to stop filming us. She said some very powerful things there. She's so observant. She said to the police officer prior to them arresting her mother, where is her phone? I need her phone. Oh, that girl is smart. Now, if she were my daughter and raised in my household, she'd be in all kind of special gifted programs. We'd be rocking and rolling because that's who I am. That's what I know. Her mother is limited in what she knows. She probably can't even figure out how come her daughter is so smart. So she and Auntie, instead of giving her things that would prosper and grow her, they use her when they go out on what they know, which is this what we're going to do. You're going to do that. And if we get stopped, you're going to say this. And she did it really well. Can you imagine if she was in a science program hands-on or in a music program? There's nothing about that little girl that I thought in school she doesn't do very well. She's probably the leader in the class. But what we see is what her mother and them have taught her. We don't see her outside of that element. I would never say, oh, I'd hate to see her at 16. No, to God the glory that he intervened, and he's doing it right now to make sure that all of her greatness is for good. And when we speak about children, let us be mindful of what God has planned for them. Plans to prosper and to grow them, not to bring them harm. And we as adults need to be mindful of that. Some folks feel like, oh, I'll pull out a belt and whip her on the street. Why would the mother do that if the mother taught her to do that? And I do believe that her father's dead. That's all they talk about is her dead daddy. All of those things she said out there, she has been taught, she has been learned, and she is performing well. I'm glad they handcuffed her mother. I'm glad they took her away in the police car. They're going to get the auntie. But this has been a bad week. Last night, we did a show with the hair braiding. I don't know. It's a bad week for the aunties. The aunties ain't on camera. We don't see them getting arrested. We don't know the name. And this is the second GoFundMe Cash App. Okay? So I've got to agree with some folks that this is the summer scam for 2024. Let us remain alert. Let us be kind to children. Let us give them the grace. They don't make their own decisions. I'm done.
Yeah, she learned it in that house. Tay, you're up. I thought, wait, hold on one second, Tay. Rebel, I thought she said the father is dead. Thought she said on my dead father.
On my dead father. She said on my dead father.
Yeah.
And also, this store, for the folks who may not know, it's down there in Soho. So when you go into that store, you need to be prepared. Either you're shopping for something high end or something specialized or something designer. So they're going to, it's not like you're going into the Target. They already looking at you. Okay. So I don't know how smart her mama and her aunt is, because they got caught up and hemmed up today.
Too good to leave you now. I that was my thought process too. That was my thought process too. And to know that this girl's only 6 is a woo 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 for me. Tay, you're up.
Do you all remember back in those days when your parents put the soap in your mouth and you had the swearing jaw back in those days right there? And you like doing cussing words right there?
Yup.
And tell me that you ain't supposed to cuss in front of your parents either. Because you know why? Because parents cuss in front of their children. That's where they get it from right there. And then tell me that you spank them too. And put them in a timeout right there. And this was my child right here. You better believe I'm gonna tear that little butt up when we get home right there. You ain't gonna embarrass me in the public right there. Or where they teach you at right there. You can tell that she got a much raise right there. I wonder where she get that raise from, Diva. That's what I'm thinking right now. Woo, I'll clutch my purr when I hear that child cussing right there, Diva. Woo, 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 woo. Somebody, where's the village at? Where's the village? That's all, Diva.
I appreciate you. The village is with her allegedly stealing. Because the little mama said a mommy auntie did it. I know who did it. It was auntie. 48-year-old.
Hey Diva, can you hear me? Okay, so I get what Miss Felicia said, you know what I'm saying? And I understand that. But I feel like this is the time where like police reform type of conversation should be had. I think that behavior like that does reflect home. The parent needs to be disciplined, and the child does too. You know, I applaud the police because I'm grown. You know what I'm saying? So I can tell you, if you're not gonna snatch your child and your child being disrespectful, I'm gonna snatch your child for being disrespectful to me, and that's just what it is. You know, so I feel like it's time. This is a good example of that kind of police reform needing to be done. If, like Miss Felicia did say, if she is gifted, because I think it's all game, she just it's too street to be on, for me to think that she is anything other than what we see. Now, is that bad? Maybe. You know what I'm saying? But is she young enough to change? Yes, she is. You know what I'm saying? If this is a perfect time for child protective service reform to be talked about, it needs to be a way of how the African American community used to police and protect itself from itself. This back in the day kind of behavior would get you handled a different way when my grandma and them was growing up, when my mama and them was growing up. You know, it's just, it's sad, but I think with the little girl not getting locked up or getting jacked up by the police, because I can only imagine if it was a black boy, what they would have done to that little black boy talking like that. You know what I'm saying? So to me, you know, I don't know, you know, it's just trash.
Yeah. Yes. Her learned behavior is still in form. This is not their first rodeo. I'm a roll with that. This is not their first rodeo. Um, this is what they do. And like I said, where did Auntie go? And I almost believe the mom said, "So you let her go." And I'm thinking her was auntie, or I don't know. She was saying you let her walk away like that. She said something about walk away. I didn't know she was talking about the little girl or, auntie. So either way, the little girl said, I know who did it. So you watched your auntie still. This is a mess. And I'm not seeing how this story is being painted like mom is being painted as this hero and they got to GoFundMe. I mean, I wouldn't give a nickel to that GoFundMe. Julius, you're up.
This is a learning lesson for her. A learning lesson. And I really want to give props to the female cop and the male cop that actually took the time to really calm her down. And I want to give them credit. And it showed that at the end. Because they did not have to be that compassionate, empathetic, and patient with her. But they were. And I think this is going to be a learning lesson for her. I say that because now she knows. If you steal, it's a 110% chance that you will get arrested for it. Don't steal and you won't get in trouble. Now, due to the lack of home training, mama, auntie, why was y'all not bringing her up accordingly? Why did y'all not give her the talk of what it is to be Black in America and how to conduct yourself in front of police?
Come on, Julius.
My white mama had to give me that talk. She co-led that talk with my dad. And I'm a 31-year-old bed hopping mattress, and she still worries about me. She's like, look, every time I go on a trip, she's like, look, I just need a phone number. So then that's that, even though it's annoying to me, but I know it this way. So then that way no one can pull a prank saying, oh, your son was this and that. She can immediately contact and say so-and-so. Due to the lack of home training and all around lack of care. Now, I believe their mama gave them that talk, but they didn't want to transition that type of knowledge onto this little girl. The child is a product of her environment. And mother and auntie, they set the tone. She represents them. And she's only talking like that to other adults because she was allowed to talk like that to other adults prior. So we really got to hold them, because look at the mother. She knew how to conduct herself because she had that talk.
Julius, I love you, but she ain't had that talk. She conducted herself like that because she knew she was being videotaped. That was the only reason why, in my opinion, that mother
part of it.
That was the only reason why she had some calm to her. And I think the cops had a lot. I'm not saying they wouldn't have, but I think they had a lot of calm to them too, because they knew it was being videotaped. And everybody knows how anything being videotaped now, it goes viral. It goes around the world. So I think the calmness came a lot from the being videotaped. That mother got the energy, because when she realized she was about to get cuffed up, she kept asking, did you find the glasses on me? She used the N-word towards them. It was a whole hot mess. And that little girl, it does need to be some type of intervention in that home, because even if the mommies didn't physically have them glasses on her, she was involved in this situation. And the little girl watched it because she said, I know who did it. You can finish, Julius.
And what I was saying was, it goes back to them. The little girl is a reputation of them because they're exposing her to all this stuff. And so she did have her mouth was vulgar. I mean, I clutched my pearls. And I ain't even gonna lie, my pearls was clutched. But it's a representation of what she's being exposed to. Because how does she know so much of the business if they're not showing it? And I just truly hope that she takes this as a lesson. I truly hope so.
All righty. Appreciate you.
One
We're
more
going to go
thing,
ahead.
Diva.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I feel like the only time I saw the mama tell the little girl to quiet down, the reason I know that this is the mama scheme that everybody done cooked up, is because when she said, calm down, Juju, notice Juju went and sat down, okay? She stopped all the hollering. She started crying and everything. She went and sat down on them bricks and she was just crying. So evidently, the mama know what she doing, okay? Because she was able to tell Juju to go sit down, calm down. She got that water. She told Juju, calm down, okay? Juju stopped and started crying, okay? So Juju know what to do. And mama know what she's doing. Mama trained the kid up like this. If I got a sympathetic kid here crying with me, hopefully the police won't take me. This ain't the first time we would have seen somebody with a kid or a baby going into the store stealing. I don't understand why we can't protect the children, though. Everybody's thinking this is cute. Oh, she's standing up for her mama. This was the comments I was seeing. Oh, she's standing up for her mama. She shouldn't have to stand up for her mama. She should be the one that's being protected by the mama. That girl shouldn't have to step out of a kid's place to be an adult.
I'm with you on that, in my opinion. Katrina, did you want to say something before I moved on?
Yeah, they need to leave her at home. For one thing, they're not training her right because she's snitching everywhere. How you gonna do? You snitching on the auntie?
It wasn't really about her snitching. It was about she was Operation Save My Mom.
True that. But I'm just saying.
Operation Save My Mom. She was like, did she look like she got on a white t-shirt, white shorts, and sneakers? She was
That's
asking
true.
them,
But she was trying to save her mom, but still, she just should have kept her mouth closed the whole time for everything. She could. I know she was trying to save her mom, but the thing of it is, she had no business talking to those people like that. Yes, she was trying to save her mom. It's a better way of trying to save your mom. You could have talked to the police in the right way, but you talking to the police in the anger way because that's how your mama been talking to you, and that's why she was reciprocating the way that she's talking to these police officers. And obviously, your mom don't respect adults
She
either.
shouldn't have been talking at all. She's
That's what I
kid.
said. That's what I said.
all right, we gonna go ahead. I gotta move on because we've been an hour on this.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna move on. I agree with you. The auntie left them high and dry. She was out. She left with them glasses. Okay, and that's why girl died out. She said, okay, I done screamed, I done hollered. They still about to take my mom and clink her up. She said, oh, my dead father. Then she said, mommy, I know who took them. I know it wasn't you because auntie took it. So it's a hot mess. Yeah, come on now, increase man. Little Juju went into panic mode because they was about to take her mother away. And that's why she asked for the phone, because she wanted to call somebody to come get her. Because if you locking my mother up, where am I going to go? It was a mess. And it's still a hot mess. But as I think, in my opinion, say that this is not the first story where we see they bring the kids because they want to use the cute kids as a little decoy to think they all innocent and they just regular shopping and they not doing nothing. In the meantime, they stealing.
But the gag is when people who work in retail see these children who are so over the top and mouthy, all that does is put more eyes on you. So, like they said, leave the kids at home.
They're not going to leave the kids at home because for the most part, there's been a lot of times where they got away with stealing with the kids. So they feel like the kid is going to be their soft decoy, right? Listen, and if you know anything about Montclair, that brand, very expensive. Very expensive. So it's an exclusive little store. And if you're going to go in there still and you think they're not watching you, you got to be the dumbest thief amongst them. If you check out that brand, that line is very pricey. But we got to move on. We're going to go ahead and roll into our next story. The girl, there needs to be an intervention in that home because there's a lot going on. The daddy dead, and I'm taking it as the mother be saying that. I swear on your dead father. She's getting that language from somewhere. She's too young, 6. All right, let's go ahead and roll into this next story. Mike Tyson. He had a medical emergency on a plane the other day, but he's 57 and he's 10 toes down. I don't know how much he's getting for this fight. I'm guessing a lot because it's going to stream on Netflix, and I'm going to be watching. And Felicia reminded me, if anybody remember, who is that boxer that it was this big fight. They led up to it, and then they lasted in the ring 2.2 seconds. He got knocked out, and everybody paid so much to see the fight, and they was pissed. They got in the ring, and the next thing you know, they was knocked out. Now, listen, I don't know.
Holyfield?
Was it Holyfield?
I think it was Holyfield.
I can't remember. But you know what? I ain't counting Mike Tyson out just yet. But Mike Tyson, you just had a medical emergency. You're 57. I'm going to need you to calm down and rethink this thing. It's supposed to happen in July. It's not too late to maybe back out. So Mike Tyson, he said he's back to 100% at the airplane medical scare. Mike Tyson is back to feeling like Iron Mike. Once more, the boxing legend said he's 100% healthy again after suffering a medical scare on a flight over the weekend. The 57-year-old required medical attention while aboard an American Airlines flight from Miami to Los Angeles on Saturday. But in a post on his X page on Tuesday morning, he stated he's doing just fine. Mike told his fathers he's at full strength before he made it clear his plans to fight Jake Paul in July remain unchanged. Now feeling 100%, he wrote, even though I don't need to be, he said, even though he don't need to be to beat Jake Paul. So he's talking cash money stuff there. He said, even if I wasn't 100%, I could still beat Jake Paul. Okay, so I hope he live up to what he's saying. Tyson's rep told TMZ on Monday the airplane emergency all stemmed from an ulcer flare-up. The former heavyweight champ had just minutes before his flight was slated to land. The rep said Tyson was feeling nauseous and dizzy and was appreciative of the medical responders who raced to tend to him. Now healthy, Tyson will hit the ring yet again to continue his training for the Paul fight, which will officially go down in Arlington, Texas on July 20th. Okay, so I will be watching. Now, let me just share another screen real quick. Let me see, my thing is acting up here. Maybe I could go into it. Just to give you a little history. You know, in the past, Mike Tyson, where is it? Right here. He has some medical things going on with him. Why he wants to risk all of this, I'm not quite sure, but we shall see. As I'm waiting for it to share the screen, Leo, your thoughts? Why do you think Mike Tyson is doing this at 57?
For the money. Hello. Yeah. Okay. Is it loading?
Mm-hmm.
Mike has said previously he does have a podcast. It's called oh my God, it slipped my mind. Is it it's something about smoking. But anyway, he does invite people in to do what is it called? I can't remember now. It's something that they do smoking in the car. So anyway, he has often already said that he is broke, and he said he was glad he was broke because it took away the demons. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
It took away the demons. The people, yeah, they took away the demons. The demons he called were the people who was always after his money. So when he went broke, those people weren't after him with the schemes and the lies. It you know, I'm trying to think of the show. Oh Lord, it's slipping my mind. But anyway, he is broke. He is broke, and he is doing it for the money. But I will say this: he is training. So if he had not been training, then I would definitely be in fear of his life. Because keep in mind, this Paul dude is not a boxer. He you know, Mike Tyson is a street fighter that became a boxer. And so I still put my money on Mike, but I am with you, Diva. He is 57 years old. So we really, you know, he really needs, if he wasn't training, I would definitely tell him to call it off. Like, call it off. You don't know what's getting ready to happen. But I believe in Iron Mike. And so it's hot boxing. That's what it is. He got a hot boxing channel that he does, and he has celebrities come through and smoke with him, and he talked about that. And so I feel like as long as he continues to train to July, then he will be prepared.
Gotcha.
Physically prepared. It's not like, you know, Jake Paul or whoever he is going to really do any damage to Mike Tyson, because he's really about that life. But in his age, I am afraid. I am a little afraid that he may not have the ability to withstand what happens when this young buck start throwing blows at him. My money is still on Mike, but I can't say he ain't gonna be damaged, because look, you still are 57 years old.
All right, Leo, I'm going to swing with you on that one. We're going to take friendly. You know how we do over here, friendly little bets, right? I'm going to swing on Mike's side. And July 20th, we're going to see who's going to win. But I'll swing with Mike for right now. Mike Tyson, 57, claims he will die really soon. Needs a week in bed after pad work in the gym. And now doctors are rushing to help him on a flight 2 months before he faces 27-year-old Jake Paul. So is he really fit to fight? Tyson said to be doing great despite medical emergency on plane Sunday. He is set to take on Jake Paul, 30 years his junior, and a professional fight in July. Over the years, Iron Mike has had various health scares, but will still take on Paul. Against the advice of almost everyone, 57-year-old Mike Tyson will step back into the professional boxing ring for the first time in nearly 19 years on July 20th. He is set to take on 27-year-old Jake Paul at the AT&T Stadium in Texas in a mega money bout that will be broadcast exclusively on Netflix. It's hard to understand why he's willing to do it. He has nothing to prove. There's no history with Paul or his family. Maybe he needs the money, but health surely has to come first. Tyson continues to experience health scares and issues, the most recent earlier this week when he endured a medical scare during a flight to Los Angeles, though is apparently doing great. Here, Mel Sport Talks takes a look at the veteran's health situation over the years on the back of the incident and ahead of his bout against Paul in 2 months' time. I guess that's his podcast there. You was talking about Leo. Maybe that was it, a picture there of his podcast. I don't know. Spinal. After losing to Lennox Lewis in 2002, let me just pause that. Tyson sensationally claimed he broke his back in the post-match interview, but took the bout anyway. I broke my back. My back is broken, spinal, he said at the time, raising eyebrows in a moment that lived long in the memory of boxing fans before he addressed his words in 2020. Well, listen, right? I have a bad back. And since all of the work that I put over the years, the spine in my back just starts shifting, he said. I have to get the operation, but the doctor said, hey, eventually you're going to have to start bending over. I was trying to explain my situation. I just wasn't eloquent enough to explain it in the way I wanted it to be explained. Though it seems Tyson never did break his back, he did suffer with back injuries, featuring following defeat to Lewis. He would still enter the ring a further 3 times, winning just once and losing the other 2. He thinks he will die soon. Speaking on the podcast, Hot Boxing, I guess that's his podcast with Mike Tyson in 2020, Tyson told trauma and addiction therapist Sean McFarlane that he felt his death was near. We are all going to die one day, of course, he said. Then when I look in the mirror, I see those little spots on my face. I say, wow, that means my expiration date is coming close really soon. It was a morbid conversation. Tyson went on to state, money doesn't mean anything to me, and that it offers a false sense of security. He will certainly be getting paid nicely for the bout with Paul. And for 4 years on from the Curious podcast episode, he appears to still be going strong ahead of his return to the ring. I'll just read a little more. He said he saw building up to his fight with Paul. Tyson has claimed he has been preparing a soundtrack of been preparing to a soundtrack of funeral songs and made no effort to hide the toll champ is taking on his body. My body is sore right now. I am sore, he said. He said another word there. When it was suggested that the former heavyweight champion was playing possum, he replied, I wish. Sparring footage has impressed fans, but it appears the real difficulties are coming only after hanging up his sparring gloves for the day. I thank the people who say that wish they were up here because no one else can do this, he added. No one else can shut the sporting world down. Asked by Amel Sport if this return would be one off or the first of multiple comeback fights, Tyson said, this feels like it's going to be pretty fun, so maybe we'll do it again. Let me take care of Jake first. So he's talking a whole lot of mess. Listen, it continues to go on about his different injuries he had throughout the years. At one point, he was using a walking stick. He was in a wheelchair, but he said he had sciatica. He suffered with sciatica, and he said it flares up every now and then, but for the most part, he is good. Okay. So and then it talked about his medical emergency on a plane, which we already discussed. So Iron Mike is 10 toes down that he is ready. In my opinion, what are your thoughts?
I think Iron Mike needs to sit down because he ain't got the iron that he used to have. And we don't want to see him bite nobody else's ear. So yeah, I think Iron Mike need to just go ahead and retire, okay, for good this time. I think you need to leave the boxing to the young, the youth, people that can handle themselves in the rings. Clearly, you got a lot of medical issues, and if you keep on trying to fight in these rings with these people, you are going to see Jesus a lot sooner than you want to. So I would say hang up the iron gloves because you ain't Iron Mike anymore.
Thank you. In my opinion, Katrina, you're up.
Is he trying to do an Apollo Creed?
Oh my goodness.
I'm just asking. I'm just asking. That's the way Apollo wanted to go out on Rocky IV when he went against that Russian. He knew he was going to lose that fight, but he wanted to stop because he didn't want to go down, saying that he lost or whatsoever, or he didn't want to live with it. So I'm just trying to see, is he trying to be an Apollo Creed? Because he keeps saying that his time is limited. So is that what he's trying to do, go out the way that he wants to go out? But I don't know. I hope he win his fight. But if I was him, he's not shaking or anything like Muhammad Ali right now. So I don't know why he want to risk himself for doing it. Okay, the money, but you saying the money don't mean anything to you. So is that the reason why you want to get in the ring? Because that's the way you want to go out? I'm just asking. That's all I got, Diva.
I appreciate you. You're up.
Well, I think it's all about the money. Just like Leo said, these celebrities are hurting for money. Felicia told us at the beginning of the year, this is the year to protect your resources. We saw Beyonce, she went on the world tour and sold her Renaissance tickets for $8,000 a ticket. She had to hurry up and stack up her coins because she heard about the Diddy news. So she had to get her coins together just in case they came after Sean, allegedly. Who else? I mean, Ashanti, she's 15 months pregnant and she's still going around from mall to mall singing Foolish and Baby, Baby, Baby. Who else? I was on Instagram last week and I saw even Vanessa Williams just dropped a new single called Legs. See, the cost of eggs and bottled water is so high that even Vanessa Williams had to come out of retirement and get back to work. So, of course, Mike is coming out of retirement. And in the words of my dear friend Tay Tay, y'all better have his money. That part right there.
Boom. I appreciate you, E. Felicia, you're up. Felicia, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry about that, everybody. So I understand Mike it's they say he's gonna get about 20 million. And so Diva, I believe you come out of the health industry or something. So how long does it take for somebody to recover from a head concussion, hematoma?
Listen, I don't think the way he was talking about he gonna die soon, or he didn't break his back. He meant to say something else. Listen, before this Jake Paul fight, he talks out the side of his neck. Can you imagine if he get knocked upside the head too many times, what he may be saying? I cannot.
Well, according to Taraji, you got to pay 50% to the government. So we down to 10. He got to pay 30% to his handlers, PR people. So he's down to about 7 million. So what would you say if you ain't got health insurance? Because I don't think he got any. He's in there about 3 months in the hospital and everything. It's probably gonna run about $3-4 million, right? So he'll be back to being poor when he get through this. That's my point. So unless they're gonna do, what was that fight you said, Katrina? Was Holyfield, where it's gonna be like one round. So there'll be a 1-round fight, and then he'll be down and out, and then all the people who paid for all of the subscriptions and all the food and all the gatherings, they'll have to watch something else. It's just, listen, we're learning that these folks in the entertainment industry had no pension, no 401k. They got no, what they call those Rothschild accounts. They don't have health insurance. They have tremendous debt, and they have to get back to work. So it's not just us on the ground. These folks got to get back to work, and they got to do what they got to do. Best of luck to you, Mike. Choo-choo. Yeah, got it.
Hey, Diva, can I ask a question? You know that movie Undisputed, was that based on Mike Tyson's life?
Undisputed. You put in a private chat. Give me more information because I got to look it up now. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Diva.
Yes.
EJ is a personal friend of mine. And so I just have to say, just in case he sees this, I have nothing to do with any talk about Evander.
Okay. Boom. My screen shifted a little bit. Where am I at? Julius, did you speak?
No.
Okay, you're up.
If he's had a medical emergency.
Okay, come on now.
Boxing is high stakes.
And
it's strenuous on the body.
Yes.
He needs to be careful. Because, taking the stimulants, the steroids and all of that. If he starts to do that to prepare for this fight, he could have another medical emergency. After already having his first initial one. He needs to be careful.
Okay.
I think he needs to remain in his mentor role. Because I think the article said he was mentoring youth with his boxing academy or something like that, if I'm wrong.
Okay.
I think he needs to do that. Now, he will always be one of the GOATs in boxing.
Right.
But it's time to pass on the gloves.
Okay.
To the up and coming generation.
Mm-hmm.
Be the mentor, because now life is getting in the way.
Oh.
With his health. So I understand he may want to just to show that, look, I may be 57, but I still got it.
Mm-hmm.
But he has to put his first health. That's what I would say.
Okay. I appreciate you, Julius. Thank you. Tay, did you go?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
All I say, you better listen to your body. What your body tells you is something wrong. And tell that dude, his wife is a doctor too.
Oh yeah, come on, Tay. You better come on now. Yes, she is.
My question is, why you didn't go to your wife who is a doctor? I mean, she got a degree. I got my eyebrows all high, diva. I got a question about that too right now. If your wife is like a doctor, she can tell what's wrong with you. You know what I mean? And yeah, when the last time you went to the doctor, Mike Tyson? That's what I want to know too. When the last time, like Julie said, pass the torch to the generation. You can be a mentor or you can be a manager. Give them advice how to become a foster. That's all you gotta do. That's all, diva.
I appreciate you, Tay. Come on now. Katrina, you're up. Did I come to you already, Katrina?
Yeah, baby, I went already. I think it's Wayne time.
Okay. And E, I went to you already?
Yes, I just got to say, yes, Tay, you just inspired me.
Come on now. All
I
right.
think she's pediatrics. So he got a child mind, so that's probably, let me stop. Yeah, but she's a pediatric.
48, you're up.
Okay, so I had like 2 suggestions for Mike, but Julius kind of like debunked one. I thought one of them would be like he could get injections maybe before the fight. But now since we know that can't happen, I think he should just dance around the ring like Dragonfly Jones, on Martin. Just try to avoid getting hit, That's the only thing I can say.
It make his 20 million and go home, right? Hang in there for a few rounds, yeah. And then maybe
just
fall out. Yeah. Yeah, listen, hey. Thank you, 48. Wayne, you're up.
Well, I'm gonna hang in with our senior citizen. However, I think he's deeply religious, and has a lot of faith. The Bible says, whatsoever man thinketh, so is he.
Okay.
So we ain't gonna step on that. However, all these people or entertainers, whatever, they try to revive their career. And I'm not trying to put the black hand on nobody. I.e. Michael Jackson. Hadn't toured and done nothing for years. See his outcome. Tina Marie. Hadn't done nothing for years. Trying to make this comeback. And they put everything into it, exhaust themselves, losing weight. And you saw the outcome. I just pray that this is not his outcome, because all the things he said he had, I'm quite sure his opponent heard the same thing. Bad back, spinal, right?
Oh,
sciatica,
come on. Oh,
head, whatever. You don't think he gonna use that information?
Body blow.
All it takes is one hit. All it takes is one hit. But you know, hey, I'm rooting for him now. Go, Mike.
Go, Mike. Listen, I cannot with y'all sometimes, but yeah, go, Mike. Listen, I'm rooting for Mike. And y'all gotta let me know in the chat who do y'all think is going to win this fight. Who are you rooting for? Before I move into this last story, Leo, you said you with Mike. That's your final answer?
That's my final answer. He will be in the nursing home afterwards, but I'm with him.
Okay. All right. In my opinion, who are you rooting for?
Diva, I'm rooting for retirement.
I appreciate you. In my opinion, Felicia, who you rooting for?
Jesus, fix the fight and let it be done.
All right, Jesus to fix it. Julius, are you rooting for Iron Mike? Julius, are you there? All right, I'm gonna move on. Tay, who you rooting for?
I said for his health. That's all, Diva.
I appreciate you. Katrina, are you
Team
rooting
health
for
here too.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Julius. Katrina, are you rooting for Iron Mike?
I'm gonna go ahead and root for Apollo Creed.
Okay, I appreciate you. E, are you rooting for Iron Mike?
I'm rolling with Tay and Julius.
I hear you. Go ahead. Yes. Okay. 48. Are you rooting for Iron Mike? He needs us to stand behind him.
I'm rooting for Mike with all the praying saints.
Oh, there you go. Now we gotta have a prayer vigil. Wayne, are you rooting for Iron Mike?
Mike, he's our man. If he can't do it, nobody can. Go, Mike.
Boom. All right. Listen, y'all. We're gonna roll into this last story, okay? And with this last story, let me see. Let me make sure I didn't close out of it. Okay, I do have it. You know, this is one of those things where and please watch your words with this story. Call it adult films, okay? Let me just go ahead and get into it and see what your thoughts are. So Cardi B defends adult films after Candice Owens calls for a ban. It is bad for y'all. That is what Candice Owens feels, right? So Owens previously claimed that adult films is a psychological weapon intended to weaken our men. Candice Owens thinks that adult film is bad, but Cardi B doesn't agree. After the conservative political commentator took to social media with a call to ban adult films earlier this month, Cardi shared her thoughts on the matter, and the rapper doesn't think that X-rated content is all that bad. She said, ban, adult films. It is a psychological weapon intended to weaken our men, wrote Owens, 35, in a post shared to X, formerly Twitter, on May 2021. I wonder when they're going to stop calling it formerly Twitter. Okay. The former Daily Wire personality elaborated further in follow-up posts, writing that adult films was created by the most depraved among our human race to psychologically introduce same-sex relations, pedophilia, and incest, religious sacraments to Satanists. According to TMZ, Owens' statements were later posted by a blog to Instagram, which prompted the WAP rapper to chime in on the platform. Oh my God, why are y'all so against, adult films? Is it that bad for y'all? She said, I enjoy it, but I don't know, continued Cardi, 31, per the outlet. I guess it's like a 6-time-a-year thing. I personally don't feel no connection or addiction. It is just a little quick 1-2, nothing like real intimacy. In a follow-up comment, TMZ reported the Grammy winner urged that people could use, adult films as a learning tool, claiming the explicit material actually should teach men how to please a woman, okay? Owens and Cardi have publicly disagreed on various political and social issues in the past, with the former TV host criticizing the rapper explicitly sexual songs like WAP, as well as President Joe Biden's choice to do an interview with her around the 2020 election. So, guys, okay, in a recent interview with Vogue, Cardi spoke about the backlash WAP received for some groups upon its release in 2020. Maybe because we are more mainstream now, the song reached more conservative people over the internet, she told the outlet. I guess it made some soccer moms cry, but I cannot believe the song became so political, Cardi added Cardi. I am very used to hearing explicit lyrics from women. Growing up, I listened to Trina, Kaya, Little Kim, Foxy Brown. Their lyrics were more explicit than mine. So, guys, remember, as I come around to you, we'll do a quick round table on this. Watch your words. Leo, what are your thoughts?
I think both sides have really good points, right? So do I feel like, the adult films can have negative consequences? I absolutely do. But I also am in the camp of just because if it's banned doesn't mean it's not going to be made. Just like in the days of prohibition, when they banned alcohol, people still got access to it and it could not be regulated. So people was dropping left and right from unregulated alcohol. I don't, sex is the first profession. So just because if you outlaw adult films doesn't mean adult films won't be made. The only thing happens is it's unregulated. Like there is no permission. You lose the permission parameters for what will be accepted on the lots. And a lot of these places do have different, and not all of them, but a lot of these places do have testing and those type of things that go on that make their films like gold standard because the people are being protected. And that's only the best can be able to get to those things. Only thing I'm saying is when you go into the morality realm of what's right and what's wrong, when it comes to those type of things, you on a slippery slope. You cannot decide for others what they are willing to watch and what they don't. If you don't like it, then don't watch it.
Right.
To prohibit it from being in the atmosphere because people don't like it or it's harmful, then I will argue take the cigarettes away from the atmosphere, because I really think the cigarettes are more harmful than alcohol. Alcohol is legal, cigarettes is legal, but the Mary Jane is illegal. Like you cannot legislate or ban morality. And I do believe that everybody got good points on both sides. I don't think children need to be watching the adult films. I don't think, young adults should, because it does mess with your mind. It does make you feel like that adult films are actually showing you real adult relationships when it's not. And it really does mess with your mind. It really does prevent young people from seeking out intimacy when they're seeking out experiences. And what's on the adult films is not a real thing. Yeah. It's just not. It's just not. And it's messing up people's psyche. And I do believe that. But there are people who do enjoy adult films and really get down with it because they are adults in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, and they don't really know what's happening. And they probably see the adult film and see some new techniques, something like that. I think it should be available for them. And I don't think it should be shunned or criticized. But everybody got points on both sides. That's all I got, Diva.
I got you. Thank you so much. In my opinion, your thoughts?
First of all, let's give it up to Cardi for not being ratchet when she delivered this message, okay? Here's the thing. I feel like I'm on the same page with Leo. I feel like I don't have the right to say whether it should be banned, and I feel like we got to get out of the habit of saying something should be banned. Okay, we should create better laws around it so it's safer and the industry is safer. But to ban something, it's just like them trying to reverse Roe versus Wade. Nobody has the right to tell you what to do, whether I agree or not. Somebody else may look at that and say, "Hey, this is my choice," and I can't be they judge and executioner. They got to answer for that when they go
right
judgment day. I can't be their judge and jury. So if they want to do it, that's fine. I just don't like this whole thing where we're going to ban and take away everybody's rights and stuff. It feels like we're going backwards instead of going forward.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much, in my opinion. Felicia, you're Rob?
Well, I happen to agree with Leo on opinion. I think adults have the right to choose what they want to watch and what they want to spend their money on. I think part of the problem is, not that I think, I know, is that children, young teenagers get introduced to pornography, particularly our males.
Not that word.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Particularly the males. And that begins to form their ideas of intimacy and can I say intercourse? Intercourse and what relations are like. And that's why we seem to have so many, they have this idea of what this person is supposed to look like. And then they fall short in the real world because they cannot love or be attracted. That's the word I should be using. Attracted to a woman or a man who doesn't look like what you see in these types of films. So I think collectively in the Black American community, we have enough vices going against us. We got enough problems. We got enough trouble. And when we think about how many billions this industry makes in a year, I would like to know how much is given back to the community. What do they invest in? What philanthropic groups do they have? I don't know. What do they donate to? But they're making a lot of money. So this is why I support, OnlyFans. Because if folks are in there making that money a 1-to-1, then good, you make it. Because the industry itself is not giving back, and it really does undermine so many young people. But choice is important. So, and as far as Cardi's concerned, listen, girl, go work on this open marriage of yours, okay? Because I don't know what intimacy she's talking about. She's talking about them 15 women was in the van with her husband for his birthday. Is that what she's talking about?
Listen. I appreciate you. Julia Shira?
I actually do follow a OnlyFans person. And actually, when he shares his thoughts, it's quite insightful. And he does call onto the carpet the falsified, hyper, is it okay to say sexual? The hypersexualness of like, oh, but just because I'm doing this in my alter ego persona, that doesn't mean if I'm in my everyday life, I'm a good with you. And he's a gay man. And he shares that how he's had to tell people like, no, absolutely not.
Y'all can't spell the words out in the chat neither.
Yeah, thank you. In my opinion, I appreciate you.
So I just wanted to ask before I shared that. But yeah, he shares his thoughts about it. So he's even called it out. And so I do understand both sides to a certain point, but for adults, if adults are gonna watch, they're gonna watch. I personally didn't like the song with Cardi and Megan. I do remember dancing to and getting down to Hot in Here by Nelly. My Neck, My Back by Kia. All the ones that, that I did listen to. But the thing is, the hyperness wasn't that bad when I was coming up, but now it is. And I do believe it's more of like of a mental thing. And I stand with Leo and in my opinion and their thought process. And it's, folks need to go back to speak morally. Like, listen, if you doing an alter ego, do your alter ego. But if you don't want someone approaching you like that, say it. It's okay to say it. If I'm making sense.
Yeah, thank you. Tay, you're up.
You can skip me on this one, Devo.
Thank you, no problem. Katrina, you're up.
Yeah, I agree with everybody on the panel. People gonna do what they want to do anyway. You got some people that's gonna watch it. You got some people that's not gonna watch it. You got some people that get turned on to it quickly. You got some people get addicted to it, just like everything in the world. But we can't ban everything because some people don't like it. In that case, everything would be banned. So I'm thinking like if an adult want to watch it, that's on them. And if they got guidelines set up on their computers and on the kids' phones so the kids can't get to it, then I think that's okay and well. Because, you can turn on Instagram and see folks going in at it. So, you got the P Hub where you can go on your internet on your phone and type it in and you can pull it up. So I think it should be guidelines on it, but I don't think it should be banned simply because the reason is people gonna do what they want to do. You got people at home making home movies and putting it out there. So how we gonna ban all that? So I'm 50-50 on each side, but I don't think it should be banned. Even though they have awards given away to P workers and P on the screen or whatsoever, they get awards for I guess the best movie or whatever. Anyway, like I said, it's up to that person who wants to watch it. That's on them. Um, I can't tell an adult person what to do because I don't want an adult person telling me what to do unless it's something that I shouldn't be doing, like what Felicia get on to me all the time. But either way, I'm just saying, it all depends on that person. That's all I got.
Too good to leave you now. I agree with you on this, right? How realistic is for OnlyFans folks not to be seen as objects when Alfonso Roberto is still seen as Carton? Let's be real. I do. The image you put
That's
out
a good example.
Yes, it's a perfect example. The image you put out there is with the image that people are going to see, and believe, and they're going to treat you as such. Unfortunately, you're up.
Listen, people have the right to do with their image whatever they want, and it's their image to lift up or destroy. It's their prerogative. The word that was really triggering to me when you were reading this is the word psychological weapon. And the fact that she used that term really took me for a loop. I see where she's coming from, but you know what else is a psychological weapon? Systematic racism, a corrupt job market. Okay. These are two Black women, and in a society where Black women are the most highly decorated people, yet we still cannot earn a comparable salary to our white male counterparts. That's more of a topic that these two people should be tackling, especially since they have so much income coming in and they are profiting off of putting this psychological weapon out into social media to stir up controversy. Since we want to talk about psychological weapons, that's exactly what these two just did. And my question is, with all the happenings going on in America, inflation, poor education, the rollback on women's rights, the goings on in Palestine, the highlight Candice wants to bring to the forefront is corn. Why? What's going on in her personal life that makes this topic so pressing for her? Who is she trying to prevent from seeing these images? This whole thing about psychological weapons, Who in the adult entertainment industry has she spoken to, and whose bag is she trying to stop? That's what I want to know. I really don't care about the corn personally. It's not my thing. Y'all already know my story. Diva and I are born again virgins. We made the dedication. We are committed. And I don't even want to see a naked man's body in this phase. I have too much going on. But for those who do indulge, I have to agree with the rest of the panel. I'm not sure what shutting down the sites will do. In my opinion, that will only drive men off the computers and back into the strip clubs and back to the prostitute stroll. I find it interesting, again, that Cardi found the time to even offer a counterclaim to this issue when the last time you brought us a story about her, she said her career comes first and her kids come second, and then her marriage. So we still have no new music. The political topics about childcare, reading, mathematics, and technology in school, and also this new debate that's going on about the increase in child support because they're talking about reducing that. Cardi is not even addressing the main issue that would really be helpful to Black and brown women. But you're going back and forth with Candice about corn. It's a distraction from the real political issues at hand, especially during an election year. Cardi, go sit down and go be with your raggedy Black husband. And Candace, you go sit down too and go be with your raggedy white husband. How about that? And in the words of Katrina, that's all, Diva.
Thank you so much, E. 48, you're up.
Well, I'm like everybody else. I feel like, it's really your decision, but I can also understand the ban. I feel like psychologically it does more harm than it does good. Like, there are people that make a living off of it, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it does, cause more harm. I'm in Texas, so, our governor banned P-Hub here. So, they're trying to do stuff like that already here in Texas, but it's interesting, you know what I'm saying? It's interesting to me, but at the end of the day, like E said too, all you're gonna do is just drive people to where they don't need to be. You're gonna make more, fill up the jails more. You know what I'm saying? You're just gonna push people to the outskirts. So, but I understand both sides.
I appreciate you. When you're up.
Didn't Candice Owens say something about psychological effects on Black men or men, or in the article you just read? Didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I didn't know sex was, gender specific. I mean, if consenting adults want to do what adults do, if they get paid for it legally, if they ain't bothering nobody else, they're not enticing children. Like Leo said, what they should do is build laws or gates around if you don't want a certain part of the population at a certain time to be exposed to it, illegally, then maybe they should have some kind of, ways to be able to do the work on that. But this ain't going nowhere. That's it.
I appreciate it. Yes.
I didn't know. I want to piggyback off of what 48 said. Hey, girl, this is news to me that Texas banned the site. And the reason I find that so interesting is because, like we've already mentioned, if you take away this outlet, then people are just going to find another outlet to comfort themselves, if you will. Mm-hmm. And so I find it interesting because Texas... I'm sorry?
I said IED.
Oh, true. Yes. And so I find that interesting that Texas would do that because I was talking with my child's father, and Texas is the worst state to ever have a baby in because the men in Texas don't pay their child support. Texas, there's a map, and you can go to the family law website and go look it up. The amount of unpaid child support delinquency in Texas is the highest delinquency in the United States. The men owe $4.93 billion and back child support because they're not paying. And so you want to take away this outlet to force them to be with women. Then you have already rolled back Roe v. Wade, so people can't even get rid of the pregnancies they don't want to have. And like 48 said, you're just going to drive people to go into the jails. It's the prisons. It's what is it called? The prison to pipeline, the pipe to prison. I can't remember. School to prison pipeline, whatever it's called. I think I think that needs to be examined. We need to do a deep dive on this another day.
Yeah, Texas full of some freaky freaks. I'm telling you, full of
yes.
them.
So Sebastian saying they didn't ban it, they just asked for ID verification. If we're driving them back
on
to the street,
OnlyFans, they do ask if you're 18 years or older.
Well, that's different than ID banning. When I hear ID banning, what does that mean, Diva?
I'm thinking you got to put in your true, maybe your license number and all of that, so they can.
Oh, girl, please.
Listen, if you want to see it that bad, they said then put your information there. I don't know. You know how when you go to the pharmacy, there's certain things, even if it's over the counter, they be like, "Can I see your license?" And they scan your license to make sure, like, okay, I'm giving this to Diva and she's of age and she just bought this, whatever. You know, here's the thing. It is a psychological piece to this thing. It is a little bit deeper. I get it that we're keeping it on the surface of, you know, rights. The people have the right to whatever. But there was a documentary done on adult films and the people who are performing in them and the psychological warfare they go through, so to speak, when, you know, with the STDs, with just a lot of things that they go through, and then the trouble they have when they want to get out of said industry, because as you stated many times on a different conversation, that this stuff lives on forever, right? There's if when I remember the name of the documentary, maybe I'll put in the community tab, but this one adult film star pretty much said in the documentary that, you know, what she spoke about how she ended up in the industry. Then she said when she was trying to come out the industry, she had so much trouble, she said, because it kills her pretty much, and I'm paraphrasing, how people are so righteous, but they want to out her as being in it, but obviously they had to watch it to know that she was in it, right? So she got ran out of a lot of town, so to speak, because people wanted to out her in the church and the this and the that or whatever. So there is a real big psychological piece to this. It destroys lives. It's bigger than just, okay, we have the right to watch whatever we want to watch. It's about the people who end up being in this industry. And although that's another sinister little industry where they want to claim everybody is of age, and they know that some of these young ladies simply are not, right? But that's a whole other story in and of itself. I mean,
Diva,
yes.
My concern is that if we go after this and if we tell our representatives that, yes, we want this banned across the United States, what's next? You know, I don't agree with smoking, but I feel like people deserve to be able to have an outlet as long as it's not affecting other people. I'm all for doing what you want to do, as long as it doesn't affect other people. So
but
thing is,
what does, in that pure example you gave, it does, right? Now I know in New York, like where they, and I don't want to get too off the beaten path here, where they have legalized this Mary Jane and stuff like that. I mean, the secondhand contact is unbelievable. You're walking down the streets, just trying to have a nice family day, maybe with your 10-year-old, your 2-year-old, whoever year old, and they're getting secondhand contact from all this Mary Jane because you can't twist or turn without smelling it. So it does,
and it's a girl, and it's a weapon.
And I will say this too, they years ago, it was when I was young. 42nd Street in New York used to be peep shows, all kind of adult filmish stuff. And they literally cleaned it up and turned that whole thing around. Exposure and too much exposure, it does change you. And that's why I also don't like the way now they're doing soft adult films on everyday TV, on the Netflix, on the this, on the that, on the Instagram. you're overly exposed to it, and there is a bigger picture that needs to be spoken about that situation. It really is. It's an overexposure, and it is exploitation. And I think it too young and exposed to it. And it's but so much you can shelter your kids from, because they got to step outside your door, right? So, and yes, it does change you. It does change you. But
think about it. They're trying to prevent people from seeing these images, but then they're trying to get it passed across the United States that everybody can smoke the Mary Jane. So they're taking away one vice and replacing it with another. Why?
Can I say something?
You can. Give me 1 second. I will say this. We can have a whole bigger conversation on not just the adult film, but all of this stuff. And I know everybody's saying all right, but we're told what to do every day, all day long. It's just a matter of, okay, which right do we want them to police, so to speak, and which rights do we not want them to police?
Leave the pictures and take away the smoking, please.
48 really quickly, then I'm gonna roll into this feel good story.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I agree with E and I agree with you, but like, y'all know my story too. So I think, like, for the psychological thing, I think it's also looking out for the people that are not on the main screen, like the people that are in the black pages and the black lists. I think that's also a reason why they want to get, more information about people that are accessing these things, because you also got to think too, as a young person, y'all know I jumped off the porch at 15, and it was things that I had to do. I know that life. I got out of that life to get into a worse life. So it's a cycle. Like I said, I understand both sides.
Yeah.
Diva,
Yes.
if I could just give 3 facts before we close out.
Sure, you can.
Thank you. So I did my own research. So the adult industry brings in between 12 and $15 billion a year. They're very, very generous to charities, anywhere from 10 to 20%. However, these relationships are not public. They do all of this privately, and they kind of fund the money through things like planting trees and, cleaning up the climate and things like that. And the average worker in this industry earns between $11.71 an hour to $31.17 an hour. So again, entertainment industry, people ain't getting paid. Yeah, that's what's happening. I'm done.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'm gonna roll into this feel good story. I watched so many. Now I'm gonna have to start writing it down, because now I can't remember, did I show it or did I just watch it myself personally? If y'all saw it before, forgive me. But it's a really great story either way. So we may have to be seeing it again. So hold on 1 second. I'm gonna share my screen and let's get into it.
The first Black woman billionaire. And now Nancy Giles tells us, the author of a new book with a title that says a lot about who she is.
Just outside of our nation's capital, amid Virginia's rolling hills and picturesque stone walls, is a place that time seems to have forgotten.
And I'll tell you, in the fall when the trees turn, it's just spectacular.
I bet.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The place Sheila Johnson calls home. When you first came out here, what did you think?
This is where I needed to live.
It feels like a sanctuary.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
She came here in 1996 to find refuge. At the time, BET, Black Entertainment Television, the company she and Robert L. Johnson had co-founded, was hugely successful, but their struggling marriage was the talk of the town.
The rumor mill was off the chart. People would tell me, I saw them at the Super Bowl. Oh, I saw her come down in his shirt. And I said, I need a place where I can be alone, at peace.
Right. Oh.
And this is my secret garden.
And you come out there in the mornings?
That's where I have my coffee, yes. Yeah.
Today, Sheila Johnson is a very successful businesswoman and part owner of 3 sports teams.
On this wall are the championship mystics.
And you look like you've been crying.
I had been.
The first Black woman to make it into the very exclusive, very white, and very male Billionaires Club. And yet, she says, tongues are still wagging.
You know, they look at me and they go, okay, you were so-called the first Black billionaire and everything, and you've had it so easy.
Oh.
No, I haven't.
Do people say that? You've had it so easy?
You have no idea. There's so many stories out there. They need to hear from me.
Her book, Walk Through Fire, published by our sister company Simon & Schuster, takes its title from the legend of the salamander.
It's the only animal mythically that walks through fire and still comes out alive.
It's also the name of her impressive collection of 5-star luxury resorts.
Hi, how are you?
We joined Sheila Johnson last month as she welcomed guests to her flagship Salamander Resort and Spa in Middleburg, Virginia, for a weekend of good food and wisdom from some of the country's top chefs.
This has been a marriage in culinary heaven.
It's been 10 years since the doors first opened.
It was not an easy road.
Oh, no.
In some ways, the town of Middleburg had welcomed her.
But the thing that really bothered me was driving into town every day and seeing a Confederate flag in a gun shop. When I saw that flag, I said, God, where did I move to?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I just decided to buy the building, and it's now a wonderful market. That's the beauty of having a little money.
Getting the town's approval to build a resort was another matter.
I thought I had left one fire. I jumped into a great big one, and I forgot I was south of the Mason-Dixon line. They came after me with all barrels, and they signed petitions. We had hearings. I won by 1 vote.
One thing to know about Sheila Johnson, giving up is not in her DNA.
Your mom walked through fire in many ways.
Goodness. Her life, you know, had a huge impact on me. Here she was at the top of the social circle as a woman, as a mother married to a doctor.
Theirs was an African-American success story, though that success was hard-won. By the time she was 10, Sheila Crump had moved 13 times.
We moved about every 10 months.
Right, because of the work situations for your father,
because my
right?
father couldn't practice in white hospitals, and he couldn't even operate on white patients.
Finally, her father got a permanent job in Chicago, and they were able to buy a house and settle down. She took up the violin and excelled at it. And then, without warning, her father announced he was leaving the family.
It brought us all to our knees because it was just one night, and he says, I'm leaving.
Her mother had a breakdown.
She had always been my backbone, and I was losing her. It just really kind of destroyed me in a way. And then I realized, I said, Sheila, you know, you can't play the victim here.
With the help of her violin teacher, she got a music scholarship to the University of Illinois, where she met an upperclassman named Bob Johnson.
You were pretty young.
I'm really young.
Yeah.
How about 16 and a half?
What was your first impression of him?
I was always looking for someone with ambition, but I was also going through something else psychologically because my father had left. I felt unloved. He wanted me. And because of him wanting me, I wanted him.
Their marriage lasted for 33 years.
I really shouldn't have let it go on as long as I did. I didn't want to be a failure. And I kept saying, I can get through this.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really behind him. So much so that I got erased out of the picture.
Their divorce was finalized in 2002. By coincidence or fate, the end of that chapter was the beginning of another.
As I walked into the courtroom, I looked at the judge and I looked at my lawyer. I said, I think I know this guy.
The guy was Judge William T. Newman Jr.
Many, many years ago, we happened to be in a play together. And when the case was over, she said, "Excuse me, Your Honor, can I approach the bench?" And I said, "Sure."
I said, "Do you remember me?" He goes, "Oh, yes, I do."
She invited him to a gala she was hosting.
And I put on the invitation William T. Newman Jr. and guest.
Bill told his mother about it.
I said, well, I guess I'll take so-and-so, who I just started to date.
You were actually going to take someone else?
Well, yeah. And my mother said, oh, no, you go to that party alone.
3 years later, they married. A lavish wedding that was the social event of the season.
And I said, I love this man so much, we are going to celebrate. We had 750 people at that wedding. It was, I have to say, the most beautiful wedding.
It's a nursery.
It is.
These days, Sheila Johnson is looking forward, not back, and she has no intention of slowing down.
I've come to reconcile the fact that we do need to walk through fire in order to come out stronger at the other end.
Sheila,
I thought it was a great story. I hope I didn't share it before. Go ahead, Leo.
Thank you so much for sharing this story, Diva. I know the Sheila Johnson story. She is a billionaire. She has earned it. And I'm going to say this, right? We go through the culture of, we drag Oprah, we drag Beyonce, we drag the Rihannas, we drag the people that's making the money.
Come on
but
now.
Because she is not in the forefront, nobody knows her to drag her. And she's one of our great billionaires that got it through the fire and through the dirt and through the gutter. And I so appreciate you, Diva, for bringing this story to the forefront. If you could see me, I am clapping and bowing to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad I didn't show it before. Just a really amazing story. And she had heartbreak, but she didn't look back. She moved on, and now she got married again. 700 and something people at a wedding is whoa, whoa, whoa. And I like when she said, I had the money to make the change in that town where she started buying, building her resorts, right? And let's be clear, people, a lot of changes we want to make, you need the money. Money talks, right? So anyway, guys, I want to thank y'all for spending Tuesday with me. I appreciate y'all. If you didn't hit the like button on the way in, hit the like button on the way out. Thank you, everybody. Good night and goodbye, and I'll see y'all next time.
Do not treat the diva or